Hey, I'm Kev Hillman. Welcome back to MXGP Pro as Kev Hillman's flying in Russia onto his qualifying lap after what a round in France last time out. Somehow Hillman came out on top and he needed to do the same round here around a track which seems to be very undulating with lots of massive jumps as well. And looks to be almost as challenging as Ernie. I think it's just a bit wider though. A bit faster, a bit more flowing as well with these massive jumps. But still, it should be a great challenge once again here in Russia. And for Hillman, if he can grab a double here, he'll be right back into that title hunt. And definitely with how this track looks like it is, a bit more fast and flowing, definitely should be right up there. As we go into the last section, are we? No, we're around, we've still got a third to go. We can see all these crazy jumps everywhere around this track. With a softer surface as well in France, so we should be battling traction too much. Should be battling to stay upright after all these massive jumps. Kawasaki and Hillman seem to be handling it well at the moment in qualifying. As we go into the hairpin. As they're trying to beat Siwa's 36 flat. We go into the final section. It's going to be close. Oh, it's just going to be slower. Mid 36 for Hillman. As here's Siwa remains at the top ahead of Jonas. And there's Hillman in third. Back on form in qualifying ahead of Covington, Leiber. And then we've got Garcia, Prado, Olsen, Lawrence, Patriel and Bogiers rounds out the top 10. Homero down in 13th with Zagoffer at the back. So a decent qualifying. Let's see if this translates to the first moto. So here's Hillman revving up at the start, waiting for the gates drop here in Russia. As we get underway, we're looking to get a good start like he had in Germany and France, round the outside of everyone as they get bunched up on the inside. Hillman definitely got that start. Look at that alongside the Honda. Up into fourth behind Covington. Jonas. Is that Siwa again? The Swiss. Getting the whole shot again. Getting the lightning start as Hillman and Jonas go side by side. Go elbow to elbow racing already. As Jonas just hits Hillman wide. And Hillman just blocks Jonas in return. That allows Covington to have a go. Indicator as Hillman goes around the outside of the Suzuki into the lead already from last to first in half a lap. Now he just needs to hold on to this for around 33 minutes. Easy. He goes over the jumps. Trying to go over the tabletop, trying to land it at the other side. Oh, and a bit wide into the left-hander. Gets on the power though. It's Covington getting past Jonas for third. Hillman going over the jumps into the hairpin. Again a bit wide. There's now Siwa dropping back. Down to third. Covington on the march. Sees it. One of his main arch rivals this season, Hillman in front. Always loves a good battle. The Macau does the American and almost wipes him out into the hairpins. That's where Hillman's a bit weak compared to everyone else into those hairpins. As you go over the line, 33.6, that's a good start. We get dip into those 32s as the race goes on. We'll see. Someone goes over the jumps. Such a fantastic course. So undulating, so challenging. Hillman's mastering it so far on the second lap. Such a challenge of the throttle control especially. And rider weight as well. We haven't mentioned that a lot this season. Rider rate definitely a big aspect of getting around this course as quick as you can. As he goes launching over that last tabletop. There you go, not as wide into the hairpin, a bit off the line on the exit. But he's still upright. He tries to pull away from Covington and the chasing pack. Very slow into that hairpin though, through the left. Had to check up a bit there, and he's gone a bit wide again. But we're not quite getting his line right this lap. But he's still upright. Let's go through the final hairpin, just getting on the power as well, leaning a bit too far back. Again, that rider weight must be leaning forward. He does a 33 flat. That's not bad at all. Almost into the 32s already. We're just on the second lap of the race. He goes over the jumps. He's definitely got this line right though. And now in clean air, he can just zoom away from the rest, can't he? Which he seems to be doing. We go downhill, past the advertising, past the car advertising. I thought we would see bike advertising, but we've seen like Ducatos advertised recently. What about all of the motocross bikes, off-road bikes? Where's all their advertising around here? Apart for some of the manufacturers. And then going over the jumps. Into that hairpin. Into the left-hander, that's better. Downhill. Don't get too sideways landing it into that right. We get two, of course, over this jump as well. Not be good into the hairpin. Let's go for the left-hander, that's it. That's better on the line. Over the jump as we go into the final sector. Just a couple massive jumps. Hairpin. And then just be careful of the power over this very bumpy section near the end of the lap. And another low 33. It's not quite getting in those 32s yet. So we're 5 minutes into the race, just 25 to go. Be over before you know it. That's a bit wide again for Hillman. You can see really trying to manage that throttle over this section. Oh, we're not carrying enough speed into the left-hander though. Trying to be crawling round there with the throttle. Well, confidently have the bike just flow into that section. Like most of this course is really all about the flow. You know, I said rider rate's really important. Throttle management's important as well. Not be too aggressive with the throttle. With all these undulations, all these bumps you have to go over. Such a challenging course here. So halfway through the third lap, fourth lap. Already lost count. It's very strong maths, as you can probably tell. Go through the left-hander. Importantly for Hillman in the title race is who's occupying second. Is it Jonas or is it Covington? It's going to be good for everyone if Jonas wasn't actually on the podium at all. Unfortunately, that thing is crazy consistent. Let's there we go, Hillman into the 32s now. That's the kind of pace you want to see. Consistent 32s as well. So go over the jumps. Just in the perfect flow at the moment. But around a course like this, especially, so easy. Just get out of it. Have a lapse of concentration. And you're down. But Hillman's keeping it that flow at the moment. Probably the best he's ridden as well for quite a long time. I know he's had some races which have been close, which have been victories recently. We haven't had a race like this in a long time, since maybe the Netherlands or Argentina, where he's just been by himself for the most part. And his first third of the race couldn't have gone much better. That start, really being aggressive, and being able to take the lead quickly from Siwa. Nice, I push Jonas back slightly as well, for the greater good, of course. And then just being able to stay in this rhythm, fantastic rhythm at the front. They're almost into the 31s, 32.3. That's how good a rhythm he's in at the moment. Let's go over the jumps. Look at that, he's taking off the rally line, cutting out sections now. You can really hear that throttle management as well, just poking at the throttle, keep that revs up, get the momentum going. Maybe something you learn from Supercross especially. On their circuits all slightly wide. This won't be a 32 then. As you can see, the chasing pack behind everyone. And within a row. The rest of the field, virtually. Looks like. So we go Hillman downhill. Don't carry too much speed for the right. No, Hillman, come on. Got into a beautiful rhythm in this first third of the race. And just as this final third first third is ending, getting messy. Got to keep the rhythm up. As what the hell happened there? Sounded like he hit something, but he wasn't even near the sign. And yes, he's lost a few seconds. There's Hillman, there's Patra up to third ahead of Siwa. Does that indicate Jonas is in trouble? Does he drop back on his KTM? Where's Prada as well, his rear gunner? He got 35 from Hillman, that's absolutely terrible. And he looked like he almost got 31 the previous lap. Just shows you how much time you can lose from just a couple slight mistakes. He does punish you around it. Definitely up there with French circuit from last time out. And some of the most difficult tracks of the season. They put them right in the middle. Just so everyone's warmed up. Here you go. Have a couple of challenges before everyone's too tired at the end of the season. I'll see how you place this calendar out. If I am. Let's go over the jumps. That's a beautiful section taken by Hillman. That's how you want to take them. Go downhill. There we go. Much better lift. Now we can just get over the whoop section. Just kind of speed over it. It's a crowd very static all around the track. Thought it'd be a bit more animated. Maybe it's just near the end. Where everyone's a bit static around this section. Are they all stuck at the start as well? Like a massive crowd there. And there we go, he gets into the 31s. No, he's a 32 flat. Got robs. I thought that was a 31. There he goes, he's right back into that rhythm. Just a minor blip for Hillman. And with Jonas down in order, this could drag him right back into that title race. I say back, right into the title race, because he's been on the back foot since first race in Qatar. His first race back in this class, back in MXGP or MX2. After his adventure in Supercross. Did look a bit rusty in the outdoor stuff. Of course, they do have AMA motocross in America. Hillman didn't take part in it. Just headed straight back to Europe. Well, we say Europe. The World Championship. Even though Supercross has, I believe, has the same kind of status as MXGP, it is its own and sanctioned World Championship. Despite only being held in America and Canada. Can't piss off the Canadians. No, I would say it's a bit like IndyCar and F1 on four wheels, but I guess the IndyCar doesn't quite have equal prestige like these championships do. I know it does have the Indy 500, the biggest spectacle in racing, and that G is, you have a crowd of over 400,000 watching that race. That's absolutely insane. That's more than some people watch the races on TV in IndyCar at some other venues in the rest of the season. I'd say that it's getting better for IndyCar now, but still, it's a bit sad thinking more people show up on one day to watch a race than some watch them race in multiple events later in the season. Let's go over the jumps. Got to be so careful not to carry too much speed over these jumps. Not land too close to another one. So the next jump. So easy to do. When you do that, you're in your own private hell then. Really hard to drag yourself out of trouble. Often lead into your falling. Like we've seen Hillman happen a number of times this season, but it hasn't happened this race, has it? Would have expected it as well. Being such a tough course. The Hillman's, as he approaches the halfway mark, get the momentum up. It's a 33. Rare 33 now this race. It's been mostly in the 32s. Goes a bit wide though. And even though he's landing more on the rear wheel in it, like managing to stay upright. There you go. Do love that corner, that little jump into the left hand and he does reward you if you get it right, like Hillman did there. As I wonder how many people's going to lap though. He's been like in a class of one. No one's been near him. Everyone's kind of dropped back. You could probably put the MP3 player on, or Spotify or something. Just have his own playlist playing while he's racing. That's how good it must feel for Hillman at the moment. No, he's been told to pick up his bike. Tried to be a bit adventurous on the line. Russian official says no, what are you doing? And now he's down. Just as I was saying how beautiful it's going for Hillman. That's two issues, his first two issues of the race immediately. One after the other. The quest for the mistake-free race will continue then for Hillman as whoa, what a launch. And he's been told to pick his bike up again. That allows Covington by. And so from having a fantastic lead, Hillman's now down to second. Thanks to a Russian official. A couple of Russian officials, and look at that, he's lost a 10-second lead in one lap. They just built up meticulously. Now he's going to be riding angry, trying to get past Covington as quickly as he can. Shades of Belgium. Not Belgium, Netherlands. And he's been told to pick his bike up again. Even though he's on course. And now he's down. What is going on to Hillman? What has gone on? That's 5 issues in less than a lap. He's fallen twice. He's been told to pick his bike up 3 times. From nowhere. What absolute bollocks. Just because one official was a bit overzealous on him trying a different line. And now look, he's like 5 seconds behind Covington. He's going to have to push like a hell just to win this thing, which looked like it was in the bag just a lap ago. Cannot believe what has gone on for him, and he's down again. What is going on? He did that easily for around 15 laps, and now around 10 laps, should I say, and now suddenly he's not allowed to do that anymore. Again. You're just seeing some stupidity from the game. So he went a bit on the back foot. Now he's lost. And he's down again. What is going on? He just can't land this thing anymore. For whatever reason, now Prado's by. Hillman, if he's not going to win this race, I don't want to say he's chucked it away.
Because it feels like it's been taken from him. That's now 7 issues. He's probably going to be in double figures by the end of the race. And I said he's been mistake-free for half a race. You don't just suddenly turn into pure shit. But it feels like that's what's happened to Hillman. As he's ahead of Prado at least. He's behind Patrell as Prado just attacks him. Of course, remember, he's ahead of his teammate Jonas. Wants to take out his rivals, I'm guessing. Because Jonas not having a good race. Very good race for the Frenchman, though. In front. Is the bike damaged? That's the only thing I can think of for why it's suddenly just about faced. As Prado dives down the inside. And this is the issue for Hillman if he wants to catch up to Covington. Now he's got slower riders in front. They're just going to slow him up. Like Prado did there with just a massive dive bump. Even though he's kind of nowhere near Hillman. And now he's lost around 5-6 seconds. So in total he's lost around 20 seconds to Covington. He's got to make up in the final third of the race. When all he did was build a 10-second lead before these issues. And now Prado's just punted him wide. What a terrible race this has turned into. Plain sailing for half of it. Now he's just not getting the rub of the green. If he watches Jonas ride, you can see Jonas down in 5th. If he won this Hillman. Oh, now he's been taken out by signs that are nowhere near him. Come on, bike, get going. What an absolute joke. There's Hillman down to 7th. I guess it was going too well. They're talking about Netherlands and Argentina. And races went well for Hillman. Obviously this race was going too well, so they had to rig it. So that's what happened. And now look at Hillman down in 6th when he's the fastest rider out there and showed it for half a race. Anyway, let's see what he can get from this race. He's got the Honda rider in front of him. Oh, this is going to be fantastic. The Italian always races Hillman well. As I have no idea what line he was taking there. Obviously that's the Honda line. So Hillman's now got to produce 31s just to get on the podium. Which is absolutely ridiculous. There you go. He is gaining massively. And that's the thing with the rhythm round here. Just one mistake can lead to another, can lead to another, can lead to another with the type of track it is. So he just dives down the inside of the Italian. Like, I'm not going to battle you, mate. Does it as quickly as he can. He tries to get over the jump. There you go, that's a bit better. Still didn't land it well. Over the jump, downhill, through the right-hander. So well done to Covington for inheriting the win. Very good for the American in Championship hunt as well. Let's look at Jonas now, battling with Patrell to get onto that podium. They're just outside it at the moment. It's a Frenchman down from 2nd to 4th. Well, it's a Yamaha starting to fade in the final third of the race. And now the KTM's double podium for Jonas. Or KTM, should I say. And for Jonas as well. His teammate. Why is he going down? That's been absolutely fine even the previous lap. And now he falls. This is what I don't understand about this system. Apparently you're meant to land on 2 wheels evenly. Haven't done that the whole race. And now suddenly it bites him in the arse. From nowhere. Like, it does not feel organic at all. He's down in 7th. Got just under 7 minutes to go. So how many laps is that? That's around 6 laps maybe for Hillman. He's not even going to get back on the podium, is he? Which is just... I have no words for that. How robbed he is. Well, if he loses the championship, he can point to moments like this, or races like this, where he's lost at least 10 points through no fault of his own. As he catches back up to Olsen. Well, he's going to be battling with Von Esvan at least this race. It should have been with Covington for the win. And was with Covington for the win for half of it. Until this nonsense happened. As he dives down the inside of Olsen. And he lost 4 seconds that lap. So it's around 30 seconds behind Covington. Thanks to all these issues. He tries to make a move on the Honda rider for the top 5. Looking to the inside. Oh, as they go elbow to elbow. And he gets the move done into the left-hander, so up to 5th. And he's got to get back past this Frenchman. He's a bit lonely in 4th. So with 5 minutes remaining, maybe that podium isn't out of reach for Hillman, and he can still gain points on Jonas. We're passing that field on track. And so halfway through that. Someone a bit wide into that right-hander. So why has he been told to pick his bike up? He's in the air on the track. Now apparently now that's off track. As now he has reached double figures for mistakes in just over 5 minutes. And again, I said most of them probably aren't even his mistake. Which is just ridiculous. No, he can land so deep on the front wheel into that corner when he shouldn't. Apparently to this system, but again the system doesn't work, so Hillman back up to sit ahead of Olsen. He must be getting bored of seeing Hillman overtake him. As for the rider, Hillman just stays ahead of him, and he's got to pass this Honda again. And then we've got Patrio in front by around 5 seconds. So there goes Hillman into the left and just ahead of the Italian. Who again, a bit like Olsen, must be getting bored of seeing that sight. And now he's down again. What an absolute job. He can't even get accelerated now. We're not allowed to do that, apparently. Not allowed to do anything around here. Not allowed to land. Not allowed to accelerate. Not allowed to even jump over 3 foot anymore. So man, it seems to be too high now to land the bike. So he's going to lose points to Jonas now. But let's see how many. He's got to get back in the top 5, you feel, if he wants to win this championship, because Jonas still has that kind of 2 race win lead over him, leaving here. You kind of feel it's over with how consistent Jonas is, because he's on the podium again, even if he is behind Prado. As what is going on with the bike? It feels like the bike is broken. It feels totally different to the first half, which I just don't understand. Like before these falls, it felt good, fantastic for Hillman. Now the thing seems to just want to be off its rocker. Just goes sideways everywhere. No, even going into that corner. That time where they've actually had it in deformation during races, instead of it just being visual, they've actually made the track harder as the race goes on. So there's Patrell, bit lonely. Seems like he's going to get a lonely fourth though. Fantastic race for the Frenchman. Someone goes through the left. Come on, there's a fifth right in front. Even though you should be winning, getting the top 5 now feels like a victory, thanks to all the bullshit that has happened. As he goes through the right hander. Look at that, a 32 when nothing happens. Strange how quick he is when he's actually allowed to do stuff. Here's Hillman. Looks like he went a bit too wide there. Obviously not. Does he go for the left, then the right? Downhill, lean forward. There we go, Olsen. He's been glued to the back of that Honda for ages. He must be sick of the sight of him. There's where you going, Hillman. That was the mistake. That one was a mistake. That's the first mistake he's made this race. As we've got just 2 laps to go. He can't even get back 4th. Definitely is 5th, which he has to aim for now, Hillman. Gets on the power. Goes over the jump. Into the right hand as Compton crosses the line at around 20 seconds up the road. That's how much, I think now 13 mistakes cost you. When 12 of them, 11 or 12 of them haven't been your fault. Someone goes downhill. Get on the power. Maybe have that battle with Covington in the second race. Remember, we've still got 2 races in every round, so you never know. The race that should have happened in this one might happen in the second one. Or at least it might happen to the halfway mark, and then who knows what happens in the second half. Maybe the red button will be pressed again, and everything will go off for Hillman. That's part of the fun of this game. You never know what bullshit will come up next. He's in 7th, running a bit wide. There's with a lap and a half to go. He is gaining in that battle for 5th. And that's a very good section for Hillman, as he almost gets a bit too close to the signs there. Got hard on the power. This comes in against the final lap. 25 seconds up the road. So when gaining on Olsen. Gaining on the Honda, who again is taking that very wide line on neutral line. The only ride who seems to be doing it, but it seems to be working for them, so more power to them. It's on to the final lap here in Russia. Got a 3-way fight for 5th. As Hillman looking to the inside of Olsen already. Is there a gap there though in the Norwegian? There is. Very kind of him. Hillman trying to go down the inside the Honda. He's wiped out. Told you that Honda doesn't like battling. As now Olsen just brakes checks Hillman in the middle of the corner, and that's probably his chance of 5th gone. As Olsen really gets into him. As Is Olsen really getting into Hillman? Going to give him a nudge as well. Hillman says, get out of here, Olsen. Olsen says, I want to fight. Olsen really does want to fight. He's putting his front wheel everywhere. He's just asking for trouble, is Olsen. And now he does it back to Hillman. Okay. Well, they're not going to get fifth now because they're too busy trying to elbows each other's faces, Hillman and Olsen. So what a poor race for Hillman in the end. Pace rise superb. But so many setbacks. Gonna have to count it on 10 hands. So after 33 minutes, Covington wins by 13 seconds ahead of Prado as the second ahead of his teammate Jonas, with Patrell in fourth. It's a timing bit bought. Look at all those endings for second, third and fourth, and fifth and sixth, as the Honda rider beat Hillman by around 3 seconds, who beat Olsen by around a second. And we've got Siwa Borges with a good top 10 ahead of Muse, Brit, and then looking further down, we have the Frenchman at the back on our fellow Kawasaki. So Hillman actually does lose 5 points to Jonas in the championship and 10 to Covington. So he's got to win the second race. Let's see if he'll do it next time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then.